Your heart's not in this job, Johnny. Is it?
Wow, who knew you can last so long taking a bullet? I am the Wiz! Alright everybody, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this review, please leave a like on this video. And if you want to watch more, I do 3 reviews a week on this channel, so please subscribe if you are interested. Alright everybody, I'm here to review the 1947 noir thriller Odd Man Out, directed by Carol Reed. Basically, I decided to watch this because this was on the Criterion Collection, and I am starting to really like noirs, especially around this time period. Alright, so let's get into the review of Odd Man Out, directed by Carol Reed. Odd Man Out is a surprisingly apt title for this film in a number of ways. The film is about IRA leader Johnny McQueen, played by James Mason, who gets badly wounded in a botched robbery. As his group tries to drive away, he falls out of the car and goes on an odyssey throughout Belfast while fighting his injuries and delirium. Now, what makes Johnny an odd man are several things. He's both a main character and a MacGuffin. The most this character does is pass out, limp, and hallucinate. The story goes on around him, but not through him, and there isn't much of a character there at all. Because of this, James Mason's performance is basically him being sweaty and limping while passing out through the pain of injuries. And yet, he still stays staggeringly handsome while he's writhing on the ground half dead. Some of us just have all the luck in the looks department, I guess. Odd Man Out instead goes for a multi-character narrative revolving around finding Johnny. All the characters have different reasons to find Johnny. Some want to get a reward, others want him because he's the leader of the IRA. The film has a distinctly dark outlook on the people that surround Johnny. It feels like no one in this place has an altruistic reason to find him, whether it be for a reward, love, hell, even the means to create art, which was pretty messed up actually. And I was kind of surprised by that. The story that this gets compared to is the Odyssey, and it's easy to see why. Characters move in and out from Johnny's periphery, whether it be from a fate that has befallen them, or they choose to keep themselves out of the entire affair itself. It tells an interesting, if not bleak, morality tale, not of just Johnny and his predicament, but of Belfast and the people who inhabit the city. And yet, because of how many characters Johnny cycles through, there really isn't a character that goes through more than one dimension. I'm going to note here, I think the most interesting character in this film is actually the city of Belfast. Because the characters that you meet, you only get to see like for a few minutes, maybe even more, and you know very little about them. There isn't much depth to anybody in this film, including Johnny. You barely get to know anything about Johnny in this film. But I think the overall landscape of Belfast, and what that society lives like, is probably its most interesting feature. All the characters can be simply defined. Love interest, psychotic, priest, co-conspirator, amoral opportunist. None of the characters have any true depth of character other than what they serve the plot for. But that really isn't the point of the film. Odd Man Out is a definition of more about the journey than the destination. Whereas most movies will be about character growth and story development, this film is more about a man wandering through a city to get to a place that is not defined by a place or time. It's an atmospheric noir that doesn't stick to its conventions, nor does it really define who's bad in the situation. It's a film about a man running from his demons, not just the law. It's a film that left an empty feeling in its conclusion, but left an impression in my head with what it was doing. Odd Man Out is definitely a curiosity of a noir that I can't say emotionally impacted me, but it was definitely something I appreciate looking back with its different form of storytelling. And I think that's really the main crux of my feeling of this film. Did it really do anything emotionally? Did it really hit a nerve? No. But I think the way that it told its story is its most interesting aspect. Alright, so before I get to my rating, let's go into what other people thought about this film. Letterboxd users has it at a 3.9 out of 5. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a score of 100%. And this was nominated for 1 Oscar at the time for Best Film Editing, which, you know what, I can kind of understand on that end. I'm giving this a 3.5 out of 5. I thought this was an interesting film. When it comes to what I traditionally like about films, which is character development, story development, character growth, there's none of this in this film. It really is just about what's going on with Johnny and the people that he surrounds himself with. But the character and the setting of Belfast is probably the interesting thing about this film. And it just tells more of a story of what Johnny surrounded himself with and basically what would become of him for his decisions in a different kind of way. Again, emotionally, this didn't do much for me, but I think intellectually the way the film is constructed was its most fascinating aspects on it. So Again, I will give 3.5 out of 5 for Odd Man Out. This is on Max, and I believe it's on the Criterion channel as well if you are interested. All right, guys, let me know what you think of this review. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.
From your experience of men and women, would you say they're all bad?
In my profession, Father, there is neither good nor bad. There is innocence and guilt. That's all.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you didn't, please subscribe. And if you have questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment whether you liked it or not. It just helps, you know. If you want my written reviews, you can go onto my letterbox at IamThatWiz, or you can go to my website at IamTheWiz.com. Thank you very much again for watching. See you next time.